Welcome to a new video on the Parts channel. Well, I'm going to make a short video, but one that I think is very interesting, especially for all of you who have run out of fuel, refueled, and then had your engine start to malfunction, or it struggles to start, or the idle becomes unstable, or even the engine stalls while accelerating. We've had a Ford Tourneo 18 turbo diesel van brought to us with this problem. The driver tells us that as soon as he accelerates above 3,000 RPM, the engine stalls and he has to restart it for it to work. But the same thing happens every time he goes over 3,000 RPM or accelerates hard. The engine stalls. Okay, so he brought it to the workshop and we tested it, and indeed above 3,000 RPM, the engine stalls and has to be restarted for it to work. We hooked it up to the diagnostic machine, and these faults came up, one of them being the EGR valve, which is P0405 low signal voltage and EGR sensor circuit A. The fault here was simply that the vacuum hose going to the EGR solenoid valve had come loose. It was just a matter of reconnecting it properly, and that was it. But what interests us are the other two faults. P1211, injector regulating pressure above below the desired level, and P0251, fuel metering control failure of the injector pump. We've seen these in other cars when this has happened. Either the driver ran out of fuel. This usually happens when the vehicle runs out of fuel several times, or when, without running out, the tank is pushed very low. What happens is that the dirt in the tank becomes concentrated and passes through the fuel system, reaching the fuel filter. The fuel filter can't absorb all that dirt, and then it passes to the regulating valve and also to the pressure sensor, causing these faults, as in this case. This is a Ford Tourneo 1800 van. It's a turbo diesel, but as I said, this can happen with any engine, diesel, or gasoline if you run out of fuel or push it too far, and it has problems there. What we do first is check the fuel filter, then we also check the pressure sensor to see if it's dirty, and then we also check the fuel pressure regulator valve. If there's a lot of dirt, we clean the whole system. That's what happened here. Look, we emptied the fuel filter, and you can see it's full of dirt. This happens because the dirt gets concentrated from doing that. That's why it's not a good idea to run the fuel tank too low or run out of fuel, because then these consequences occur. And if this gets to the injectors, it clogs them, and the repairs are very expensive. What we did here was clean the fuel system after seeing this. Look at the fuel pressure sensor too. You can see it's full of dirt. It's gotten all the way here. Some of it probably got to the injectors. But if we're lucky, it's been removed. What we've done is change the fuel filter, perform a fuel system flush to remove as much dirt as possible, and clean both the fuel pressure sensor and the fuel pressure regulator valve. The engine is now running well. We tested it, and it accelerates without any problems. Be careful with these things, especially not letting the tank get too low or running it completely dry, because then these problems arise. This affects the injectors, and we're talking about very expensive repairs. Well, here's this short video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.